What can you tell me about listening bars?
Well, I guess the first thing to say is we wouldn't call ourselves a listening bar.
Okay. Are these at the top tannoys?
No, tannoy, I mean, when you hear the word tannoy, it's kind of like, let me get your glass of water.
Oh, thank you. Is this house water?
That is house water.
Fantastic.
And some popcorn.
I love a bit of food. Apparently the team at Nothing think that you and I need to learn more about listening bars. What are listening bars? I don't know. They've chosen the right man for the job. I'm Charlie Betts. I make videos about food.
Give me 10,000 more.
We've landed here in Peckham at Jumbi. I wonder what I'm going to learn in this place. Do I need to be, please wait to be seated? Or is it exempt for today?
I reckon just come straight in.
Charlie?
Bradley, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So this is your place?
This is my gaff.
Should we get started on a drink?
Yeah, how about sorrel punch? It's not too early?
It's never too early. It's 5 a.m. somewhere. PM.
Rum punch is sort of like the go-to drink in any Caribbean bar.
That is unreal. Nice drink to start the day. What can you tell me about listening bars?
Well, I guess the first thing to say is we wouldn't call ourselves a listening bar. It definitely takes a big cue from listening bars, from, I guess, the purest Japanese approach to it, which is almost like going to the cinema, you know? If you go to a listening bar in Japan, you're not allowed to talk. A waiter comes up with a piece of paper and you write down your order and sit and listen.
Order of music?
No. Like drink, food, whatever it is. And then there's a DJ playing, usually just one album at a time. So we took a huge amount of inspiration from that.
Tell me how this place was birthed.
I've started a record label in 2014 called Rhythm Section International. Yeah, running a record label, putting on parties, doing radio, just sort of building this musical platform. That sort of built up to the point where when we opened the venue, there was already a sort of audience ready to go.
It does feel like a very house party sort of space. Like that is giving, I don't know, a living room.
Well, you nailed it. I moved out of my house the week that we opened and I brought my sofa, my armchair. The speakers were in my living room, all the records were in my house. Everything that you see here was kind of just plucked out of a room and placed in here. One of the sort of cultural things that we tapped into, almost without knowing, is this history of blues parties. It sort of dates back to post-war Britain, Windrush generation arrive in the UK. They weren't really welcome in many places. And blues parties were essentially house parties where people were invited from all around the community because black people who'd arrived in the UK at the time were not allowed into clubs. They weren't letting them in. That heritage and that cultural legacy influenced what we do.
I've noticed you've got a little tattoo on your arm there, and I've seen that around. Is that the Jumbi logo?
This is the Jumbi logo, indeed.
So where did that come from?
So Jumbi is like a sort of apparition that sort of, am I allowed to swear? Just fucks with shit. If your goat goes missing or you found your chickens dead in the morning, it's gonna get blamed on the Jumbi. Cheers to that.
Cheers to Jumbi. So with like DJ areas, how close do people get to that?
Oh, I mean, let's go over there and have a look because there's no barrier. And the way it's set up, everyone is facing, oh, don't forget the drink. But yeah, the DJ's playing this way and everyone is facing them. So if you're here on a night, you might be just right there.
Just like a little...
Yeah, and behind this decorative panel, there's actually a mirror. So when you're playing, you can see what's going on behind you. But you feel a lot more part of the party than...
That's so cool. Why is it covered up right now?
Because you'd see the whole crew.
That looks like the most well-manufactured shelf that I've ever seen.
I had this vision of building a sort of altar to vinyl, like right in the middle.
Tell me about what each part of the sound system does.
Yeah, so just to start from the top.
Okay.
It's all coming from a turntable.
Yeah.
So this is a classic Technics turntable. My dad gave me this turntable when I was about 14 years old. This is like almost 40 years old. But they're built like tanks.
Like a Toyota Corolla engine.
Exactly. But we've modified this with upgraded tone arm, with a separate power supply.
Oh, so you can upgrade different parts of
the... Not like, it's not like an upgrade kit, but you can send it to an expert to do it. And we sent it to a guy called Justin at Isono, who built this. And this is the Isono 420, 4-channel mixing console, made with just the highest quality parts you could imagine. It's made with the idea of having a relatively portable unit that just gets the cleanest signal from the input to the output.
Built to last as well.
This then goes through this space echo, which is a kind of a little homage to the dub sort of studio production. This just echoes it out. So if you finish a song, you can kind of...
Whilst he's Getting up the
Whilst
ladder,
you're finding the
coming
next
down.
one, filling the gap, and then next. The DJ hears the sound through these speakers, which used to live in my living room. These are tannoy little reds. And then that's all going through 2 amps. So the tannoys are powered by this Quad 606, classic British power amp built in Cambridge. These big speakers that we see here, these are designed by Friendly Pressure in London, built custom for Jumbi by Don Heston, who did the Shrine. And they're powered by this Canadian amp, which is a Bryston 4B cubed. But yeah, that's in a nutshell what happens. These provide the power, the mixer separates all the channels, pushes out a pure signal to the amps.
How do you think that impacts the people that are here listening to the music?
Well, I just think when you hear the music as it was meant to be heard, it hits differently, you know?
Okay, yeah.
And I think when you can hear it as it was intended to be heard, it hits your soul, you know?
You feel it.
You feel it.
Do you think it's important who you have on behind the deck?
Yeah, there's not a musical policy per se in terms of like, you have to play disco, you have to play reggae, but we're celebrating the sounds of like the black diaspora.
So when you're selecting people to play here, what do you look for?
Well, we look for people who sort of appreciate and acknowledge and are a living part of that legacy. Especially on the terrace, that's a place where we have a lot of collectives, and it's, you know, because we're lucky enough to have a sort of an audience of people who are coming regardless of who is booked to perform. It's an amazing place for people to, you know, build something, to put on an event, to put on a night, to bring some friends to DJ, and they're going to have a crowd. So it's a really nice, I guess, like first step into the world of DJing.
Would you mind if I have a little journey up this ladder and maybe...
Oh, you want to pick one out?
I think I do, yeah. You know what I did have in my head earlier? When you were talking about the Jumbi story, I was like, blame it on the sunshine, don't blame it on the moonlight.
Jackson
Don't
5.
blame it on the, yeah, good time. Blame it on the Jumbi. Do you have that here?
It might be here,
You
but
know,
it would
if I
take half an
pick
hour to
this
find.
out, if I just go like this and I pick out Jackson 5, what's going to happen?
What have we got here? Oh, this
Everett.
is actually a classic.
Is it quite close to Jackson 5?
No.
Okay.
In and out, girl. Let my move, took it on.
Good choice.
Yeah.
So another record that I would like to play for you
To showcase.
to showcase. It's one from my own label by Nathaniel, who is the other half of Jumbi.
Oh, nice.
He's going to be here today, but we co-founded the place together.
That's so cool, like, knowing about what each speaker does and then hearing it do its thing.
Yeah.
So I think that is everything.
I think that's it for now.
Thank
Pleasure
you
to meet
so
you,
much.
Charlie.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Nice to meet you, and what a great place Jumbi is. Which leads us to the next place. I've landed here in Hackney on Mare Street to experience another listening bar. Let's go check it out. See what is behind the wall. A nice curtain. Wow. This is very nice. Hi, I'm Charlie.
Alex,
Nice to meet you. Great interior to initially see. Really nice. Should I take a seat?
Go for it.
Thank you.
Let me get you a glass of water.
Oh, thank you. Is this house water?
That is house water
Fantastic.
and some popcorn.
I love a bit of food. So behind this wall, where did that name come from?
And there was actually a piece of graffiti that I used to see on my way to work every day. And it said, behind this wall is Hoxton Beach. And I just thought that was quite a nice idea that what you were looking at was very much at odds with what was being displayed in front of it.
So I've come here as a listening bar newbie. Is this a listening bar? And what is a listening bar?
Well, we are often featured in lists saying we are one of London's best listening bars, so I guess that does make us one of those. Essentially, it's somewhere with a nice old hi-fi. You play records, we play tapes. We're not snobbish about MP3. I think the format doesn't matter. It's more the style in which it's delivered. I've always believed that nice audio gear should be made available to be enjoyed by lots of people. And I think that's what a bar as a community space should serve to do.
Would you say that all listening bars are the same?
I don't think so. No, some are definitely more DJ focused. The music here is played at a background level, but one of the beautiful things about a nice hi-fi system is it's still so clean and clear and audible, even when you're having a conversation in front of it.
Nice. So there's no like shouting across, well, like, can I get a vodka lemonade?
Yes.
Talking of drinks, what have you got on offer here?
Well, we do a weekly special. We make a lot of drinks with CBD syrups that we make in-house, or we will make and build you your favorite drink or find your way to it. We don't have a menu, so it's very much on you to choose your own adventure when you're down here with us. If you don't have a particular favorite, I'm happy to recommend something and lead you on that path.
Yeah, you might have to lead me down the path a little bit. I can't think.
How do you feel about a whiskey-based drink?
Not for me.
I'm gonna go for a whiskey-based drink, a bit of a house classic. It's a variation on the last words. Pre-prohibition classic cocktail. Our version of that is with Irish whiskey at the base, a slightly different herbal liqueur, a very nice banana liqueur in place of the maraschino, and some lemon juice. I'm gonna put a little bit of nutmeg on the top of that for you. And there you go.
Thank you so much. Cheers. Thank you for the drink.
My pleasure.
That's really nice. How did you go about designing this space?
My friend Elliot, who was the designer, was definitely going for a sort of Japanese Scandi aesthetic. We wanted to make lots of little intimate spaces at the edges that you can scurry away into, but also feel part of a larger collective.
Should we go check a little scurry nook away?
Let's go check out a booth. You can hang your coat up on one of these pegs here.
Perfect.
These curtains here are very thin, but it's like some sort of special Swedish fabric that's meant to absorb quite a lot of sounds.
Oh, they're heavier than I thought
Much heavier than you thought.
they were going to be. So these are...
These are for dampening, so they make the level in this booth quite controlled. So when I'm talking to you here, I'm not getting too many like weird refractions, and we can have the music on quite quietly, but it will feel like it's sort of sitting nicely in this space.
Yeah, your voice is sounding very HD.
Really?
Right now. Yeah.
HD voice.
So you're not a listening bar?
I wouldn't say we are quite at the same level as your Space Talks, Brilliant Corners. These places have invested the GDP of a small country to make these amazing spaces with incredible sound, and every single element's been thought through to the nth degrees. These speakers, it was put together on more of a sort of a punk aesthetic. Start with the speakers, a couple of grand each, and then build it out from there.
For one of these?
I got those on eBay. They used to belong to Martin Hannett, who was the Joy Division producer.
So what's special about this
It's really
spec? Or
So that, you see the sort of circle in the middle?
yeah,
That's where the cone is. Tannoy speakers use a dual concentric model. So the tweeter, the high bit, is actually inside the bass cone.
okay.
And that creates a very interesting projection on the sound. You get very clean sounds, very linear, the way it comes out of the speaker. In fact, so much so that we then had to add the horns at the top because it wasn't quite carrying.
Aircon unit looking.
Yeah, so those are some 1950s JBL horns.
JBL,
Yeah.
like JBL.
Like JBL. They have that sort of magic air at the top of a record, and they disperse that really nicely around the room. It's the high definition, as you were saying about my voice on the space earlier, the sparkle and the dust, the thing that really makes the record sing.
The essence.
The essence, exactly.
It feels like you're in like a little sound booth.
Yeah.
I feel like. Is that something you wanted to achieve?
But we wanted it to feel communal, but also somewhere where you could find your own little nook or cranny
Yeah.
to bury deep in conversation, because that's what you really want to do over good drinks with nice music
Yeah.
playing in the background.
And I feel like this generation has actually lost that. Having a personal connection is important.
Yeah, and I
in
think
this space.
our role is like we're a soft guiding hand. You know, obviously a great deal of thought has gone into all of these elements, the design, the music, the drinks. With all of it, the thread that ties it all together is if you use good ingredients, if they're well made and well sourced, and you piece them together lovingly with a guiding hand, you can create a richer whole. And that creates the environment and the atmosphere for people to come and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Do you want to come over to the hi-fi?
I would love to come over to the hi-fi.
Let's go take a look. So step back here into the hallowed turf,
Behind the bar.
behind the bar, behind this wall, where you'll find our one-deck hi-fi system.
Nice. So why one deck?
So it's quite popular in Japanese listening bars to only have one deck or like a single source playing the audio, because the DJ is not really the focus. And I wanted a space where the bar was the DJ. After spending enough time on What Hi-Fi Forum, I found out that these were good amps to power these speakers. It's about finding the right speakers and then working backwards from there. So we did the speakers, the amps, then the preamp, then the turntable.
What sort of music do you usually play here?
It's very sort of dependent on the vibe in the room.
Okay.
And obviously because not every member of staff knows exactly what every single record is down here, I tend to categorize things by color instead of by genre. We've got red, orange, yellow, blue, green, and purple. Each one's a different mood. And so you could take a purple record and play it with another purple record, and that will keep it in the slightly sort of weirder, more polyrhythmic type sound. Red is like your peak time bangers. Orange is the disco-y stuff that's warming up the room. Yellow's your sunshine, introspective, kind of walking out on a nice day.
Nice.
But you could go from house into hip hop, into disco.
As long as it stays in the same color.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you want to sort of lower the vibe, you can change the color and stay there for a little bit as well.
That's a really nice way of organization. Shall we give one a spin?
Yeah, sure. So I think with this older music, when you get that sort of dust, cackle atmosphere, this sounds perfect on vinyl.
Can I give it a go?
Just on this one.
This one?
Touch the big knobs. And there you go. Then you need to put together 6 strings for someone.
Yeah. What do you want?
And then you've got to be ready to make the quick change afterwards.
Here.
Yeah.
There's so much to sound I need to learn, but I've learned a lot today.
Well, I'm very grateful to have been of some help.
Thank you so much. It's been
a pleasure.
Thank
Lovely
you
to
so
meet
much.
you.
Nice to meet you as well. So that's been me, you, and Listening Bars. I hope you've learned a lot, because I definitely have, from some very passionate people that love their art. I'm definitely going to be in one soon, and I hope you will be too. And I think it's time for lunch now, so I'll see you later. Subscribe as well.